Thanks, Rita. You're watching South East Today. Our top story tonight. Charities tell us they're seeing a huge rise in the number of families struggling to pay for food. And how weeks of bad weather have damaged crops, making this year's harvest a real challenge. Hello, the summer holidays have always been a difficult time for families on low incomes, but a food bank in Kent has told us they're seeing a dramatic rise in the number of households needing its help this summer. The community cupboard in West Kingsdown say the situation is worse than ever this year, and despite extra government support distributed through local councils, children are going hungry. Here's Juliet Parkin.
It's really important during the school holidays to make sure they've got this kind of item so they can go out and have that cheap day out to make sure they're still enjoying their holidays too.
Summer supplies, not holiday luxuries, but basic food items to feed children over the school break. And demand for help at this food bank in Kent is greater than ever.
We started off with a handful of families in 2019. Now we are seeing an extra family at least every single day coming here registering on top of the families we've already got. Children at home, the families are finding it really, really difficult because they just want to eat all the time, and they're used to having the school meals at school.
With schools shut down, demand for donations of food and supplies has gone up by around 51% compared to this time last summer. Around 75 new families have registered with the food bank since April, and they're spending around £1,500 a week on top of donations already received just to meet demand. With the cost of living rising, many families who come here simply can't make ends meet. James Gower hit financial crisis point when his wife was seriously ill in hospital last year. Now they're both working again, but food donations for their family of four have been a lifeline.
We're just managing to sort of keep going. I mean, my wife works long hours still. Last month she worked an extra 40 hours to try and keep going, to keep paying stuff. And, you know, it's minimum wage, it's difficult.
The summer theme, it seems, not sunshine, but soaring costs.
Basically parks, it's all you can really do, it's obviously free. Any soft plays, but I mean, prices for those these days is just an absolute nightmare. So you just got to budget as best you can.
Yeah, everything seems to be getting more and more expensive. But yeah, you've got to do it, haven't you? You know, they want to go out, they want to do things. So you have to find these things to do and you have to just find the money for it, I guess.
The cost of everything's gone up, and sadly, in most cases, the money coming in hasn't, or in many cases, the money coming in's gone down. So you end up with a bigger disparity than you had before.
Kent County Council says food vouchers are available during the holidays for families on free school meals, and a new scheme offers a food voucher for those struggling financially. Here, it's not just food for the table, but bags full of compassion at the toughest of times.
They are such nice people, and without them, it's difficult to know where I would be at the moment.
Juliet Parkin, BBC South East Today, West Kingsdown.
Farmers across the South East say they're braced for big financial losses after several weeks of bad weather. The relentless, gloomy conditions have taken their toll on crops, and it comes on top of other challenges this harvest, including rising costs and an increase in rural crime.
Flaming June has turned into just a relentlessly damp July, and it's just come at the worst time for harvest. It's going to cost us a lot of money. I mean, for me, I think personally, we're about £100,000 we've lost in the rain in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
A man has admitted killing a couple found dead in their home in Newhaven last month. Derek Martin pleaded guilty to manslaughter when he appeared at Lewis Crown Court today, but he denies murdering Chloe and Josh Bashford. He'll go on trial for the murder of the couple, described by family as being amazing parents to their 4 children. Gatwick's plan to bring its emergency runway into use has moved a step closer. Planning inspectors have approved plans to progress to the next stage, although if they are successful, the runway won't be operational until the end of the decade. Gatwick says the move will benefit the area, creating thousands of new jobs, but campaigners are raising environmental concerns and say they don't believe the consultation's been done properly.
It's crackers for any airport to be seeking to expand at the moment when we are confronted every day with the evidence of profound climate change around the world. if Gatwick was allowed to expand in the way it wants, there would be a massive increase in carbon emissions. It would become, in due course, one of the largest carbon emitters in the country.
Illegal fishing is on the rise in the southeast, according to new figures. The Environment Agency says more than 360 offences have been reported in the past 6 months. Fines for fishing without a licence can reach up to £250,000. Wildlife experts say it can damage the environment.
For example, if there are fish populations that are vulnerable, there is damage to the population themselves if they're being poached, and there are already fish populations either in decline or those that are sensitive.
A dental surgery in Kent says it received 27,000 calls after opening its list for new NHS patients. Others queued for hours outside the Smiles Clinic in Faversham to try and secure an appointment. A BBC investigation last month found 9 in 10 NHS dental practices across the country were not accepting new adult patients. Time now for a look at the weather. Here's John Hammond.
Hi there. If it's warm and settled weather you're after, well, patience is a virtue. It'll come eventually, but not in the near future. It's a cool outlook for the next few days. Sunshine and showers tomorrow, then a wetter spell of weather again through this weekend. Fresh old night out there. Most of us dry under the clearest of the skies. In some rural spots, we'll just about get down into single figures. Wherever you are, it will be a fresh start to Friday. Some sunshine, but cloud will build up again through the day and a few sharp showers, this time across the more eastern parts of the region, particularly East Kent. They could be quite heavy and slow moving. The best of the brightness further west. Wherever you are, despite some sunshine, it will be cool. The outlook stays that way for the time being. Some more persistent rain for a time through this weekend, clearing through with a hint of something warmer later next week.
That's it. Good night.